Hello, I'm Reverend Karen Davis of First Christian Church. Most of us recognize these, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Well, once upon a time, several years ago, Coca-Cola had the chance and opportunity to buy Pepsi for $1,000. Pepsi had been through bankruptcy twice, and they were willing to sell for a mere $1,000. Coke said, we're not worried about it. We're not going to buy it because we know that folks are always going to like Coke and they're not going to be any competition to us. Well, fast forward several decades and we know the story turned out a little differently. Coca-Cola had an opportunity and they let it go past them. We find in our lives that opportunities arise and we need to be ready to seize those opportunities. We need to be prepared. Today, our scripture lesson from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 1 through 13, is the parable of the foolish bridesmaids. Some of them were prepared. They had more than enough oil for their lamps, so they could wait for however long it might be that they needed to wait for the groom to arrive and to be able to light their lamps. The others thought, I'll do it later. Maybe they thought, somebody else will get it for me. And they weren't prepared. And the opportunity came, they weren't ready, and it passed them by. We need to be ready for each and every eventuality that presents itself to us, ready spiritually, ready as the people of God to respond and to do what God would have us do in those situations. Who would have thought that we would have a year such as this? If any of you out there predicted that in 2020 we'd have a global pandemic and that the world would be as divided as it is based upon social issues, economic issues, health issues, on so many different fronts, then probably if you predicted all of that, you probably need to go out and buy a lotto ticket today. But we find ourselves in situations that we don't always know what tomorrow will bring. And so we need to take advantage of each day to do our best and to face tomorrow with the tools and resources we need to be God's ready and willing servants. It's been said that if we are prepared and there is no opportunity, that it might be futile. But if we have opportunity without preparation, it's a failure. When we have opportunity and we're prepared, that is a success story. And so as God's servants, we need to be ready, paying attention, looking at the signs around us, realizing what is needed in order to meet the needs of God's people, both near and far. And we need to be prepared and ready to respond to those needs with open hands and open hearts. So I invite you and encourage you to continue to prepare yourself, to prepare your hearts and minds to do God's work for whatever tomorrow may bring. That you will be ready with that spiritual oil to light your lamp and light the way forward for others to follow you and to see God's hope and experience God's grace. So continue to prepare yourself to be ready for the work that lies ahead. Go with God's blessings and God's peace.